Well, here it is, my holy block. So if we go to this side, you can see there's the hole. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. It's cold. Yeah, so they said it was gonna snow the other day, and then they said, well, it's gonna warm up. Yeah, it's gonna warm up. So it's like, it's gonna snow and it's gonna melt. Well, guess what? It didn't melt. It didn't rain. It kept snowing. And now it's supposed to get cold for the next 2 weeks. So I think winter's here to stay. Oh well, you know, I should have put boots in the house. And look, I got some firewood cut done. Some firewood in the shed. That's what I'm trying to say. I got some firewood in the shed. I don't have a lot, I don't have it all, but at least this, I can scoop it with the tractor, lift it up with the forks, and then bucket. But let's get in the shop because it's cold out here. It's currently -8 degrees Celsius, which I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll put it down below. So long as I don't forget, because, you know, sometimes I do that. And since I've had COVID fog is a real thing. I know. It's been tough. It's been tough to make videos. It was really tough to cut firewood. Although I had one good day, but I tell you, I tried to make a vlog of it, and it was just like someone sucked all the energy right out of you. You know, you walk from the shop to the wood pile and you're breathing heavy, and thank God I have tracks because I don't have boots on. I just got my old loafers, and look at the boys. They look so good. Although they look cold. Poor Kenny. Poor K2. Poor Smokey. So the plan is we're not getting rid of Kenny. Nope. I put out the poll because, you know, one of you out there offered a 379 on trade for Kenny, and you know, I'm a Pete guy. I love 379s, and it'd be a great project, and he would like Kenny because he loves Kennys. I mean, who doesn't really? K100s, they're freaking epic. And I'm like, I don't really want to sell Kenny, but you know, 379. And well, anyway, let's go inside and I'll finish the story. Whew, it is blustery out there. Okay, this is much better. And you know what? I turned the heat up in here last night because I knew I was coming out. So it is currently 47 degrees in the shop. It's not hot, but you know, it's a good working temperature is what I'm saying. So yeah. You know, Kenny needs some work, and that's really the reason why I haven't done more with him this summer. And it's amazing how time flies and you have troubles getting stuff done. Too many projects, not enough time. But that's okay because I love every one of my projects. So, yeah, 379, 1999 with a the engine dropped a valve, so it's currently not running, but I mean, hey, I know how to rebuild engines now. I'm kind of like an expert. No, not really, but you know what? I could do it. I know I could do it. And one day I would like to get a 379. I'd actually like to get a 359, a 379, and a 389 because they're iconic, just like the K100's iconic. But you know what? That's when I thought, I'm like, gosh, I really don't want to sell Kenny. But then it's like, you know, I was talking to my boss about it at work. He's like, oh, you should do it. Yeah, freaking 379. And I'm like, but it's Kenny. It's like the first, he's the OG. And I still have plans for Kenny. Well, I'd have a rear clip by now, except I've been looking for the perfect clip, which is probably the problem. Trying to find the perfect one is hard to do. And lots of times you wait for something to be perfect and it never is. I actually kind of regret in the early days of last year when I started the Kenny build, I was offered a Freightliner clip. Well, I don't know how much it would have been, but anyways, I was like, no, I don't. I want to keep them all Kenworth. I want to keep them PACCAR. Don't want to put airliner behind them. And now I think about it, I'm like, I should put airliner behind them. If you can get a good clip, airliner suspension is not a bad suspension. So, but your frames are different widths, so it's not easy, not as easy. I don't like the idea of having Freightliner cross members with Kenworth cross members. So anyways, long story short, I haven't got a clip for him yet. I got a little deck on him. He's got a little deck, but I'm going to stretch him out. I'm not getting rid of Kenny. That's what I'm trying to say. So without further ado, on to the next project. And one of the things we have to do is, because of all the snow out there, we have to get Smokey in here and maybe K2. So K2, I really need to pick a direction to go with the engine and just go, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Last thing I was thinking is, well, maybe I should find an N14, because I know people that have put N14s into, old LWs in like 1970 Kenworths and stuff, or 70s Kenworths. So the N14 is a great engine to transplant. Not a lot of electronics. There are electronics, which makes it run great, but it's not uber complicated. A little complicated, but not uber complicated. So you know what? I think K2 would be awesome with electronic engine, because I mean, who would do that? Well, I would. I would love to put a 6NZ cat in, because, you know, they're the king of the road. Peterbilt long hood with a 6NZ. But money. I know. I was shocked too. I'm not made of money, so I can't afford that engine yet. But if we put it on our vision board, one day, one will present itself, and K2 will be the ultimate K100. Well, hopefully. I mean, that's... What is the ultimate K100? And I saw... Okay, now I'm bouncing around, so bear with me, guys. I know. I talk a lot. I bounce around a lot, but it's who I am. Like, I can't fix it. I mean, it's kind of like... I was going to say it's kind of like being fat. I can't fix it, but no, I could really fix that. I could have had a salad last night instead of eating an entire medium Pizza Hut pizza, but it was good. It was yummy. It was tasty. But when I was still awake at 1 a.m. because I was bloated and gassy, I thought, you know, maybe I should have just had half that pizza. Anyways, so, what was I talking about again? I can fix it. I could fix, I don't know. Anyways, K100, what is the epicest? Oh, now I remember. Tri-Drive. There's a Tri-Drive rear clip for $7,000. It's airliner though, and I was like, you know, maybe I should go look at that. But with all the projects I've done lately, and I've spent a little bit of money, so Andrew's kind of like, "Woo, put the brakes on." We talked about that in the last video. You know, I may have bought a few more parts at work, but you know, just. It's, you know, you don't want to jam the brakes on, you want to ease into it. So when Andrew says put the brakes on, you got to ease into it. So you don't want to just cut the cold turkey, because, you know, these guys need work. So we can't afford a $7,000 rear clip right now. I mean, we could put it on the credit card or line of credit or whatever, but you know, I got 6 projects. I got lots of work I can do before we get to stretching Kenny and making him a Tri-Drive. That's what I'm saying. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've got 6 trucks. You know, it's funny. I shared on Facebook, Duke and some people that I've known for years. They know I've got a YouTube channel, and, you know, I deal with them at work and that. But they don't necessarily follow. I know, it's crazy why they don't. But, I mean, obviously they don't, because they didn't even realize that I got Duke. And they're like, Mike, I know why there's a shortage in trucks in the world. And I'm like, why is that, Mike? And he says, because you bought them all. Well, no, I didn't. James Pretty's buying them all. And if you haven't checked out James Pretty's channel, you know, go check him out, because he's kind of a crazy truck guy too. So, yeah, it probably is a sickness, but I mean, there's worse things to be addicted to. So I hear heroin is bad. Might be cheaper, but it's bad. So anyways, and God bless my amazing wife, Andrea, because she kind of digs my trucks. You know what? Not gonna lie. She digs them. And actually, Oh, I shouldn't even talk about it, but I'm talking about it. I just said that I couldn't buy the rear clip because we shouldn't spend the money, and you guys should budget, and that's a message to all you guys out there. You gotta budget. Well, let's just say the experts say you should budget, but wing it. So one of my customers, he's got, and I was going to keep it secret and stuff, but I don't know. It's a community. We're like family. So I got to share it because I mean, you guys will dig it. I mean, a lot of people think I'm crazy, but you guys, anyways, he's got, I think it's an early 80s, maybe late 70s, K150. I know, right? A K150. What's a K150, Mike? It is a day cab twin steer tandem. 400 Cummins, was running when it was parked. It's got a crane on it. Well, it's got part of a crane on it. It's actually in pieces. And said to me last week, and he's like, Mike, you should come just take my K100. He's like, how much land do you have? I said, I got 15 acres. He's like, you should just take it. Just make me an offer, take it home. And I was like, well, I wonder what kind of an offer he would take. Then I went and looked at it. I'm like, no, I don't need it. I don't need another project. And what would I do with a twin steer anyways? Like what? Twin steer day cab. I mean, could take the crane off, put a deck on it. It has rust jacking. So, probably wouldn't pass MVI for maybe. But it's like, what did I do with it? And then I was showing Andrea because I was looking at the pictures and she's like, that's pretty cool. She's like, I didn't know you could get a twin steer day cab cab over. I was like, I know, right? It's cool. So then it's kind of like, she kind of gave me a blessing. Well, actually she didn't. She said there was a Harvey's release and she was kind of eyeing up the Santa Claus purse and she sent it to me. So I did the right thing. I sent her a picture of the cab over. So it's like, if you want your little Santa Claus purse, I might. I might. I'm not saying I am, because, we got to spend money on these trucks, not just keep collecting stuff and have a whole bunch of half-finished projects. But he said take it home. So he knows it's going to a good home. I mean, it'd be pretty cool. How many guys on YouTube are doing twin steer cab overs? None. I know. So I'd be like the first. Of course, maybe there's a reason why people aren't doing twin steer cab overs. So anyways, we'll see what happens. So, enough talking, Mike. Start working. Although sometimes I think I'm better at talking than I am at working. I don't know, probably not. So, Duke is great. And thank you to everyone that has wished my family well because we've had COVID. And that's why, I was like, I'm going to put videos out twice a week and we're going to do this and this and this. And then it's like, you know what? We went on the cruise. I was a little sick the first week, but it was just like, phlegmy, kind of like a cold thing. And I think it was from snorkeling and breathing heavy in the mask because I got a full face snorkel. Well, you guys would have saw it in the video. And I know I'm a little out of shape. I know, you're shocked, but it's true. So I was breathing heavy, salt water, not used to it. So I figured that's why I kind of got a little bit of a, green monster. Had a little green stuff coming out my eye, my nose, coughed it up, tested negative for positive. Whole first week. Did I just say tested negative for a positive? If I tested negative for a positive, that means I was negative. I guess that's right. Tested negative for COVID for the first week. Andrea tested positive. I thought I had COVID, and then I thought I gave it to her, but maybe in fact I just had something else, and then she got COVID, which is ironic because she's way better at hand sanitizing, and she'd wear the HN952 masks, and I'd be like, I don't want to wear a mask, honey. She's like, I'm wearing the mask, I'm protected. So the fact that if she got COVID and gave it to me, it's like, I'm just saying, it's like you let your guard down once. It's kind of like using condoms for birth control. You don't use it once, boom, can happen just like that. So anyways, we got sick, took a few weeks off work. One, because tested positive, you don't want to give it to your coworkers. You don't want to spread it. You don't want to, because some people don't handle it well. And I don't know what strain it is. I don't know how good or bad whatever's is, but I ended up giving it to my kids. Well, except Piper, because she was away at the time. Although she's back home now, and that's a whole nother story. But and I like having her home. So, but yeah, sending your daughter away at 17 might have been a little too early. Although I didn't really send her away. I mean, she chose to go away. Anyways, I'm babbling. And this is why we figure men, get stuff easier because I just rub my nose, you know, not thinking about it, and then you rub your eye. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. Thanking you all for the well wishes because I got my boys sick. And, you know, they spent a lot of time in the room, so we thought we could kind of just use hand sanitizer. We had our biohazard bags and stuff, but yeah, got my boys sick. And I feel really bad about that because they didn't go anywhere and they got it because of me. And my oldest boy, Cooper, right now, he's quite sick right now. Like his voice is really deep. And this morning I'm coming out of the house and he's hacking and coughing. And I just feel like a big fat jerk, you know, but, yeah. So thank you all for your well wishes. It means a lot because it can be serious and it scares the dickens out of me that if I got one of my family members sick and they didn't handle it as well as the rest of us and got really, really sick or whatever, that would just be devastating. So anyways, but everything's going to be fine. He's on the mend. I'm on the mend. You know, I didn't sleep worth beans last night, but and I didn't have any nighttime cold drugs last night for the first time, but today I feel like my voice is starting to come back. I'm hacking less, although last night I was hacking a lot, which was kind of annoying because of course it's like, I didn't hack all day until I go to bed and then I got to hack. So I guess what I'm trying to say is shut up, Mike, go to work and take her cool because it's snowing outside. And I got to make some room because I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's a little busy in here. A little busy, being a little bit clapped. I'm a little bit clapped. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. But let's make some room and get to work because this brake was dragging, that brake was dragging, and this brake was steaming. I mean, you guys would have seen it in that last video where I picked Tucker up from work. I didn't pick, well, it was kind of like work. I picked him up from school, which might as well be work to him because he's like, told the kid, you fail English 11, you're doing it again. And I really don't want him to because, you know, nobody wants to have a kid that has to do another year in school or take another course, but he's just lazy. Like, sometimes you think you want to hit him with the cattle prod. Anyways, don't use the cattle prod on your kids. Told, it's not recommended by the FDA, CCC, Family Services, you know. But anyways, I love the kid to death, and he's going to be hugely successful because he's going to be a sales guy, a charmer and stuff. But you just, and you know what they say, if you want to figure out a way to do a hard job, get a lazy person to do it because they'll find a way to do it easy. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we got to pull these wheels off, and you know, we're going to paint the frame. I don't know when we're going to do it. There's a place in town that I talked to about getting it sandblasted and painted. One, I'd kind of like to pull the fifth wheel off so it's easier to paint inside because this is what you call the heavy duty Holland fifth wheel slide. And the reason why they call it a heavy duty slide is that's a solid plate. I know, it's all metal, it's all steel, solid plate. So the light slide has the hole opening, but this is a heavy duty. And part of me doesn't want to take it off because these bolts guaranteed will not come off. I'll have to torch them. Which I can, it's just a lot of work. And, you know, I got other projects. So, it's going to happen one day, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to paint it and just, but the reality is, if he's not working full time, he's not going to rust out in a year, not even probably 2 years. So, but, don't worry, I'm not going to take 2 years to paint it. Gosh, I sure hope not. But yeah, we want to get Duke. We want to get him so we can drive him. Well, we already proved we could drive him. We fixed the engine, got to fix the brakes. We're going to paint the frame. And the nice thing is, you know, it's actually really nice up to here. I mean, maybe not nice for Southern US, California, Arizona standards, but for Prince George standards, this is like mint. Like brand new. So yeah, we're going to paint the frame. I'd like to do, well, I am going to do custom taillight boxes, but we're doing it on the cheap. Okay, we're doing it affordably. I'm not building a show truck out of Duke. Duke is not a show truck. Duke is a 378 Workhorse. He's got 46,000 pound rear ends, 4.56 ratio. Even though he's only got a C13, he could pull a tank. You know, that would actually make a pretty good video one day. I wonder if Whistling Diesel would let me borrow his tank. I can find a low bed. That's no problem. I don't know where to find a tank. But yeah, so Duke is a workhorse. Duke is not the show truck. Duke, I know, you're thinking, Mike, Duke could be a show truck, and he could be. But there's other trucks that are more show trucks. 379s, you know, K100 cab overs. And honestly, I feel like, and this is just me talking, I feel like Smokey is going to be the most showy of the show trucks. And I don't know why. I mean, K2, everybody loves K2. You know, Kenny 2, I mean, I'm so original with my truck names, but everybody loves paint design on them. And I just got to fix the rusted frame and the rust jacking, which I got it half done. I started it and then, of course, moved on to other things. And then it's like, you kind of forget about it. Needs an engine transmission, but not a big deal. We can do that. But I don't know, he doesn't strike me as being the show truck. Smokey, even though Smokey, you know, Smokey's in rough shape. You know, the cab is burnt, the engine's sacked, it has rust jacking. I don't know if I've showed it much because I'm a little embarrassed to say it, but it does have rust jacking that's going to need to be dealt with. But the frame is red, and I love red. And even though it's a small cab, I'm K100, I love the big cab. But it's I don't know. It's got something to it. You know, the small cab, long frame, it's factory frame. You know, it's not like I'm stretching it out and cutting it and welding it. So I just feel like that one could be the show truck. I feel like it could be well, actually maybe, yeah, anyways, that's what I think. You know, is it going to be, you know, like the Project Legendary, if you saw it on Semi-Casual? No, if I win the lottery, yes, I'll build a truck like that. But, you know, and I probably still wouldn't build a truck like that, because to pull the cab and the engine off and paint the frame legendary red and change, that's a lot of work. I think it costs like 300 and some odd thousand US. And, you know, I think for that, I could have all my trucks being Prince George show trucks for that, which are going to be painted and nice and pimpy. But anyways, so yeah, that's what we're working on. I wonder if that's grease or blood. I think it's probably grease. Look at my hands. They are baby soft. You know, it's one of those things when you're not working in the shop for a while, you can finally get that dirt out of your fingernails. When we were on the cruise and he was like, your fingernails are still got dirt in them. I'm like, I know. It's because I work on trucks and, you know, when you get the... Anyways, let's get to work, because I don't know if you noticed, but I might be babbling. This might tell me my energy levels are coming back. And you know what? Part of the reason why Andrew wants me to slow down with my spending is I put a new transmission in my Super Duty. You know, over on Mike's Garage, I've done a few videos, and this is where I'm segueing. You know, I'm going to get the comments like, man, you talk too much, but I'm feeling it is what I'm saying. So we're talking. But my Super Duty, it's my 99 F350, bought it brand new, traded it off in 2004, 2003? No, 2004, on a crew cab, because the extended cab, my oldest boy Cooper, who was in a car seat, who was kicking my armrest, kind of ticked me off. Well, it didn't tick, yeah, kind of, it was irritating is what I'm saying. So that's why I got the crew cab, ended up with 6-liter, engine blew up, blah, da, 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 said, I should have never sold this pickup. Never should have sold it. It's got a 7.3, blah, blah, blah. And the guy that bought it, when we moved back to, because I traded off in Prince George when we didn't live back in Prince George. I guess this is story time. Traded it off in Prince George. We lived in the Lower Mainland then, moved back to Prince George, because I grew up in Prince George as a kid. And the feller that bought it drove it every day, saw it all the time. And every time I'd see it, it looked great. And I'm like, I should have never sold that pickup. And I was like, one day, I'm going to buy it back. And this is why, guys, if you want to do something, get a vision board. Program it into your noodle, your psyche. I know it sounds cheesy, but I said one day I'd buy it back, and I did. You got to believe it, because I can touch it. But when I bought it back, the fella that had it, he tried selling it at a used car lot. Apparently the used car lot guy was a crackhead, stole the pickup, took it out 4x, got it stuck, sat in the bush in a mud hole for months. Buddy of his, rescued it. And so that's why it's got a few little dings and dents in places that it didn't have before. But it's still actually in really good shape. Like, it doesn't have a bunch of rust and stuff. And I put some new interior parts in it, cleaned it up, and I kind of want to restore it. But and then part of me, you know what? I'm going to show you something. And you know, this is one of those things that I like about Vice Grip Garage, because as much as I want to restore him, whatever it is, F350, doesn't have a name, but it's Super Duty. As much as I want to restore it, it's kind of nice having a truck that you don't have to worry about scratching. Because, you know, look at my bed. I've got a sheet of plywood there. I just threw some straps in. That looks like a beer can, but it's actually A&W root beer. Because I don't know if you know, but I love A&W root beer. Diet specifically, I don't know. But, you know, they say you shouldn't have sugar, and, well, I'm still fat. So aspartame, it's probably bad for you. But Segway, even though people say, yes, aspartame is bad. My dad's diabetic, brother's diabetic. Andrea's a little bit diabetic since she put on a little bit of weight. So yeah, sugar's bad for diabetics. So what the hell do you do? But anyways, yeah, to have a truck that's got a little bit, and when I say truck, I mean pickup truck, because it always drives me nuts. People call their pickups a truck. Oh, you got a big truck. No, you don't. You have a pickup. That's a truck. That's a pickup. At least in Canada, you know, if you're from somewhere else, and whatever you say is right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying, that's, to me, this is a pickup truck. So it's kind of nice to have a little workhorse. And you know, the 7.3, it's got 336,000 kilometers. Still running. When it was brand new, I was testing the water because I was worried about electrolysis, and that was all the rage of the day. It's like, what, 99, 22 years later, maybe 23 years from when I bought it. Engine hasn't been touched. No, smokes a little bit up on startup, drives good, doesn't have a lot of power. That's probably why it lasted so long. And I think this is the first transmission. Actually, when I traded it off, I think the torque converter was gone, which is another reason why I traded it off, because it just felt like it was slipping, which is a known thing with these. The torque converters could be a little weak. But yeah, I spent $6,000 rebuilding the transmission. Well, actually it was $5,400, but then there's tax because, you know, I'm Canadian, and in Canada, you get taxed. You know, we don't have to pay for healthcare, but you do with everything you purchase and on your income. So anyways, yeah, basically $6,000. So that's, you know, technically $6,000. I could have done a lot of things. I couldn't have painted a truck. I could have bought that rear clip though. But anyways, so maybe we'll have to make some Peterbilt Mike content with the old Super Duty. Make her pay for herself or himself or itself, because, you know, it's not politically correct to say that it identifies as a man or a woman, because maybe it just identifies as a Super Duty. So whatever. Yeah, quit talking, more working. I kind of feel like Twin Stick Garage when I say that, because I know Twin Sticks always says, less talking, Mark, more working. I love Twin Sticks. You know, well, I mean, I don't love him, but I enjoy what he's doing. You know, some things he does I don't agree with, and I'm sure there's things I do that he doesn't agree with, but I applaud him because he's doing a great job. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because he wasn't born a trucker. He's not a trucker right now. Me, I sell trucks for a living. So I eat, sleep, breathe. Sometimes have nightmares, I'm not gonna lie, about truck stuff. So build some beautiful trucks at work. Well, I don't build them. I sell them, talk to the customer. We hook them up with our body shop. Thomas, Mike, Brian, Andrew, Corey, all those guys, they do it. And the reason why they don't do my truck is because they're not cheap. It's like that old saying, you could have it three ways. You can have it good, you can have it fast, or you can have it cheap. Pick two things. If you want it good and fast, it ain't gonna be cheap. If you want it cheap and good, it ain't gonna be fast. If you want it fast and cheap, it ain't gonna be good. So anyways, I digress, and I gotta clean up this mess, because I mean, am I really gonna use those pistons and liners? Like, what do I do with them? I don't really want to throw the connecting rods away, but old wheel studs, those can go in the steel bin. Old head gasket, probably don't need to keep that. The old block, I'm getting ready to pull the crank out. I pulled the rear cover off, if you haven't noticed. I didn't record it. I was gonna record it, but there again, COVID, and I was like, I came out to do a video. I had like zero energy. I felt like I was just I was just bagged. So I tinkered. You know, guys, that's what we do. We tinker. I went and bought this puller from Princess Auto to pull those two gears off. And then I realized puller didn't work. It's too big, doesn't fit. Used my little claw pry bar. Give it a little wiggle. It's like, oh, gear wiggles. Popped them right off. Don't tell Andrea that I just spent 40 bucks that I didn't need to spend. But the good news is, now I got a 3-claw puller. That's how we do it. Oh, and there was a sale on Milwaukee tools, so I got a new Milwaukee tool. We won't tell Andrea about that either, so yeah. So anyways, maybe before I start, I'm gonna pull this cam out, pull this front structure off, and then I can get rid of this tire, get rid of this block, throw it outside. We'll start making some room because I can't pull those wheels off when the tractor's here. I mean, I probably could, but it would be difficult, is what I'm saying. And Piper is back, so the Golf is back in the yard. And I bought snow tires. I mean, look at this. Man, they're grippy. They're Nokian Hakkapeliitta 10s. They are the best snow tire you can buy, in my opinion. Studded, great. And one thing in this country, you gotta have two sets of tires. Summer tires, they could be all season mud tires, street tires, whatever tires, and snow tires. Because come end of October, you darn well better have some good snow tires because you just don't know what's gonna happen. Because that happened. It happened. It was a beautiful day on Thursday, I think it was. Today is Saturday. It was Thursday. They said it's gonna snow in the morning. It's like, yeah, it's a little chilly, but that's beautiful. Beautiful fall day. And about lunchtime, oh, it's starting to snow. It's like, oh, it's starting to blow. Oh, it's starting to snow. And now it ain't going away. But happens every year, whether you like it or not. And you know what? And I'm rambling on too much, but the one thing about living here, yeah, we got winter. Yeah, I got to do firewood. But living on the outskirts of town, I got 15 acres. I got plenty of room for trucks and toys and whatever. And my neighbor isn't like, what I'm saying is I can take a pee off my porch and no one's going to see it. Unless they use a drone. If you're going to that much work, then fill your boots. So yeah, our property taxes are cheaper because we're outside the city limits. You know, burning wood, it's a lot of work, but it's more affordable. And I got my shop. Like, some people might think I'm rich. I am not rich. But living where we live, I can buy a shop because it's cheap living in Prince George. Well, kind of cheaper living, although, you know, the prices have come up a little bit. But yeah, so you know what? We got winter is what I'm saying. So anyways, enough talking. Let's get to, gosh, I don't even know what to do first. I gotta make room. Maybe I'll just make room and then come back. Nope, didn't work. I see it in the YouTube videos all the time. I don't know how they do it yet. Maybe when I get more subscribers, I'll be able to figure it out, but. Guys, before I forget, I have to thank a few people. I know, you're like, Mike, who do you have to thank? Well, today I have to thank Craig from, Craig Bumpus, from Juneau, Alaska. Craig sent me a beautiful letter. He's into die-cast trucks, and he hooked me up with a red die-cast Peterbilt. Like, is that not the coolest thing ever? Thanks, Craig. I love it. It's going in the shop. Not sure where yet. Maybe on a windowsill. You know, I got car stuff on the windowsill. Windowsill, not seal, Mike. But maybe it's time to change it up because I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's trucks in their shop. So, yeah. So thanks, Craig. I love that. And I've got another gift for the shop from y'all. This comes all the way from Oklahoma. You know, I really like Oklahoma. It's just above Texas. I'm pretty sure it's just above Texas anyways. Yeah. This comes from Patrick. Patrick enjoys the video. He sent me a plate that was on his 89 BMW 325i convertible until the car got hit by a tornado in 2005. Well, sorry about the car, Craig, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool to get a license plate that came from a car that was in a tornado. So, and you know, kudos to you guys that live in tornado country, because tornadoes are scary, you know. I mean, grizzlies are scary too, but tornadoes are more scary because, well, you know why they're scary. But yeah, thanks, Patrick. Oklahoma. It's kind of cool. It says Native America. You know, I don't know if it's because there's lots of Native Americans there, or if it's Native America. But yeah, from 2003, December, Oklahoma. So anyways, it's going on the wall. Oh, and since I got a bench here with stuff, I'm going to show you guys. Where do I put, you know, I got some stuff here. You know, I found some of these, but it doesn't fit. I got those. So I may have gone to KMS Tools. Now, Gina, God bless. Actually, no, it wasn't Gina. It was Amanda at work. She grabbed the KMS flyer, put on my desk yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, they got a sale on." So, what did I do? They got Milwaukee Tools there. I bought a 3/8 drive angle-driven impact wrench with 220 foot-pounds of torque. And you know, I thought this would be really good because, I mean, it's not, you know, maybe this talking is just going to be a vlog of its own. I don't know. If I don't stop pretty soon, it might have to be. So, well, you'll find out. I guess if all of a sudden it just ends, you know, half an hour in. But yeah, I was thinking, you know, because an air ratchet would be handy, or a electric ratchet. But they don't have a lot of torque, and that's what I always hate it, because they go, and then and you got to use them as like a regular one. But this is like an impact, and you know, it's a little bit deeper or thicker, but it's, I just thought it'd be handy. And then they had batteries on sale, so I grabbed 2 little batteries for it, because you know, I got a few other things. And the other part of the sale, you got a free 3/8 drive 8-piece impact socket set, and you can never have too many sockets because, you know, a guy loses them and can't find them. And then the other thing I did, I bought, I'm just going to show you, a Milwaukee 1/2-inch drive socket set. You know, it's just kind of a basic set, but I only have one 1/2-inch drive set, and when I need 1/2-inch sockets, you know, sometimes I have the sockets at other places because I keep some in the motorhome, or at least I did. Well, no, I think I still do, which is why. Anyways, so yeah, anyways, I'm babbling. And I also bought a tow hook. So when we took the bumper tow pin off, there's the holes in the back, and I'm gonna put this Peterbilt, no, it says Holland. I saw the oval and I thought, oh, it says Peterbilt. No, it says Holland. So I'm gonna put that on the bumper. I've got a new shift boot. Sorry, that was random. But yeah, so that'll block out the wind and the noise. Oh, and this, I almost forgot. And this is why I got another gift. Yeah, that's what this box is. So I got a gift. So this, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Looks like seatbelt. Well, that's because it is seatbelt. So let's, well, that's a receipt. Do I have a letter? I thought I had a letter. Do I have a letter? Maybe I didn't get a letter with this one. No, this is, oh yeah, oh no, yeah, just bear with me. No, I don't have a letter, but I know who it came from. It came from Craig Bumpus. Wait a minute, was that from Craig? Was this? Craig, did you send me a couple of things? You did. Y'all dog. Thanks. And I think I remember you saying it in a comment on a vlog, and I hope you don't take offense that I called you an old dog, because I mean, it's, you know, it's an endearment term. So anyways, what Craig sent me is a seatbelt extension kit for low and slow, because I don't know if you remember those videos where I had the seatbelt behind me because, you know, it's too short. So when we bring low and slow to do some interior stuff, we're gonna put this on, and then I can use it normally. And okay, you know, since I'm babbling in this video, heck with it. We're just gonna do some talking. And there, I just touched my nose again. So yeah, I got, that's some good English right there, I'm telling you. The visor sun visors out of Low and Slow. I'm gonna clean them up. They're a little bit wrinkly, and I was wondering if I can fix them, but I don't know. For now, we're gonna run them. Because what I got, and I know I touched on this before, this was a headliner piece from Low and Slow. And I put it here so I can use it as a template, although I've stepped on it a few times. And I also picked up this thin, like, I think it's 1/8 sheet plywood. I actually think it's maple plywood. What if it smells good? All wood smells good. So I'm gonna use this for my headliner material and then cut it out. And I've got the fabric right now sitting in the motorhome. I was trying to get the wrinkles out of it. And here's the other headliner pieces for Low and Slow. You can see they're kind of fat-waggered, is what I'm trying to say. So here, I'm gonna take you into the moho. And I just snorted again. So here is the headliner stuff I was gonna use. It's a tan, it's kind of, I don't know. It kind of feels suede-y, faux suede. Got it off Amazon. So we're going to try making that. Oh, and this is something else I got fun for Duke. A Peterbilt blanket. It says Peterbilt right there. Yeah. It was expensive because it came from Peterbilt Motors, but it's cool. So yeah, that's going to be in an upcoming episode. And what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get some stuff done to Duke, put Duke outside, and then I'll bring Low and Slow in. We'll do the headliner stuff, put his interior back in, put that headliner piece that I JB welded back together last year, and then I can kick Low and Slow back out, and then we can put Smokey in. I got to clean up those boxes of stuff, go through them, see if there's stuff that I can use, take some stuff back to work. Unfortunately, some of it will probably go in the garbage because it's the problem with a big business and part centers. If you got stuff that you've invested money into that's taking up space, it actually costs the company money. So they turf it and they put stuff into inventory that we buy, you know, because there's no sense taking up shelf time with stuff people don't buy. So whatever, you know, reason I got one of these. What's that for? I have no idea, but it says Peterbilt, so it's probably expensive. I wonder if this says what it is. Hook support fairing. Well, that's what it is. It's a hook support for a fairing. Why do we have it? I don't know. It's probably why it's in here. So probably somebody's looking for one of those one day, or maybe it was for the water. I don't know, but maybe I can use it for something else. So, and you know what else I'd like to do? I'd like to find the 4-square headlight pods for this. You know, the 5x7s are actually a really, really, really good light, especially with these LEDs. People tell me the low beams are probably one of the best low beams they've ever had. High beam, let's face it, high beam, you can get driving lights, blah, blah, blah. So you can what I'm saying is high beams are unlimited. But low beams, these rock. But I love the look of the 4-square. And with this vintage, with the square air horns, square marker lights, like those are like a Kenworth style marker light. Sort of. I mean, I guess, yeah, it is. I mean, I guess I'm looking at it, so I got to believe it. But yeah, so that's where the square headlights. Thought about going dual round, but because we got square air horns and stuff, 4 squares. I actually tried to buy a set off of a guy that had a salvage truck, but he wouldn't ship them up to me, and he wouldn't bring them up unless I paid him first. And I'm like, I work for Peterbilt Pacific. Like, my name is on the computer. Like, you look Peterbilt, I'm there. I'm sales guy. You know, it's not like it's like Facebook, Amazon, Joe Schmo. So, and he's like, nope, I'm not bringing them up until you pay me. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying you till you hand them over. I said, or just get somebody to drop them off and I'll send you the money. But anyways, so I didn't buy them. Seemed a little shady. And you know what? If it seems too good to be true, or it seems a little shady, it's probably shady. So what I'm saying, guys, is beware. Don't let the scammers, and you know what? When you see comments down below, oh, I can make you richer. Oh, I love you long time. Ignore it. I'm getting a few of those, you know, WhatsApp messages. And the problem is you don't know the ones that are real from the ones that are fake. So if somebody sends me a message and says, hi, I'll probably ignore it. And especially if they say, hey babe, what's your name? It's like, oh yeah, it's a scammer. It's probably somebody in an Indian call center somewhere that's, you know, like trying to scam me out of money, like catfishing me, send a picture of a pretty girl out there and think I'm gonna, well, I'm married. Although it doesn't mean I can't appreciate pretty girls, but, or woman, you know, because I'm 50 now. Can't look at girls, gotta look at a woman. I was thinking of that the other day. I was watching a video, YouTube video, sailors. And the mom is 49 and the daughter's like, I don't know, 19, 20. And of course, yeah, they're attractive people because, you know, they're skinny and I was like, you know, I'm at that age where the mom is the chick that's my, you know, demographic, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Okay, let's just stop, Mike. Just stop. Okay. Well, the driveway's plowed now. I'm gonna see if I can pull this cam out. I think you undo these bolts, and I just say I think because I really don't know what I'm doing. Pull these bolts out, and then I think you just pull it out. Okay. It's really that easy. Who knew? That's how it works. I mean, this cam's got to be good for some of them, right? There we go. Anybody need a used C13 cam? Got one. Make a good deal on it. Look at all these. There. My crank fell out. How many guys can say your crank fell out? Sorry, I thought that was funny. I'm not sure how to get this out, so I'm just gonna try hitting it with a hammer. That was easy. Oh yeah. My crank is. Oh, that's neat. That is impressive. And you know what? I think that came out and went sideways and scored the liner That's my theory. I think the snap ring came out. Because if I look at this. This one, the snap ring joint is, groove is very defined. And this one, it's like small and it's worn, like it's been, something's been moving in there. So that, my friends, I'm almost 100% positive was the problem. Snap ring came undone, popped out, wasn't in all the way. Then this was on the side, scoring the cylinder, cracked the cylinder liner. And caused, I wonder if I could pop that out. No, caused this. Wonder if I should try selling this. You know, it'd make a really neat paperweight. Put some of these pistons on shoppeterbiltmike.com. Do you think that's something people would be interested in? I'm kind of intrigued by it, so I'm sure you'd be intrigued by it, but I don't know what it would cost to ship a piston. You know, because it's probably 2 pounds. I don't know, leave a note in the comments and tell me what you think. Would you be interested in buying a piston? I got 6. One's a little damaged though. So I think that's it. I think I got everything out of this block that is of useful and interesting, because I find this interesting. It's like destructive testing. Although I'd rather read about it than doing it myself. Well, here it is, my holy block. So if we go to this side, you can see there's the hole. Hello. Yeah, oh, I can break this piece right out if I... Anyways, I'm making a mess. So, I got a giant paperweight. What are we gonna do with it? You know, I think I'm gonna throw it in the corner of the yard, gather up any steel here, put it in the bucket that is garbage, you know, like a motor mount for a international. I don't need it. So make a pile of steel in the spring. When the snow melts, we'll haul it to the scrap steel bin guy. Scrap steel bin guy, or we're gonna recycle. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna recycle. So. So I think what I'm gonna do is I've got this chunk of plywood that's actually part of a crate that has engine parts that I got from work, because I was gonna, you know, burn it. Cleaning up the yard, burning pallets. So I think I'm gonna put my crank on there, and then I'm gonna kind of like screw some boards down so it can't roll off, put the cam on there, put a bunch of stuff on there, and I'm gonna tuck it away in the corner of the shop. And anything that's good, you know, like my front and rear structure, the flywheel, vibration dampener, oil pump, water pump, all that stuff, fan hub, starter. Gosh, there's a ton of stuff here. I'm gonna save it all. Anything that, yeah, I can't use, like, you know, that's a front motor mount for an international. That's gonna go in the garbage. You know, that aluminum filter housing that's broken, that fuel filter housing that's broken. All that stuff's going in the garbage. Stuff like the head bolts you can't reuse, those are going in the, and when I say garbage, I mean scrap steel bin, because it's worth some money. And Might just take it to work, but you know, I think for now I'm just gonna dump it out back with the block. Garbage will go in the garbage. Scrap steel will go in a pile. We'll deal with that in the spring and get this area cleaned out so I can get the tractor in here, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's a little snowy. So got to keep the tractor inside, because I could leave it outside and plug it in, but then your hydraulics are cold, and right now it's so nice when it's inside and you sit the end, it goes vroom, it's nice and warm. So, and maybe I could fit 2 trucks in here. Probably not, but anyways, I don't want to have it crowded like I did last winter where you can't move, and I clipped some mirrors, and if you can't move and can't work on them, leave them outside. They won't melt as long as they don't leak. I had to fix a leak on K2. So, anyways, I gotta clean up this mess. It's just, where do you start? I guess I already started. No, then we're good. I cleaned up. It's, excuse me. I actually parked the tractor there because I don't have any parts there now. So now I can move Duke out. We can get it, the wheels, and I can get to work. And you know what? Today's vlog turned into a bunch of, I was going to say a bunch of BS, a bunch of BSing. But what do? Had to clean up. I put all the parts for the engine over in this corner. Yeah. So they're all stacked up here under this tarp. I've got the head, I got all the stuff. And these I gotta put the jerry cans out in the shed. I shouldn't have gas cans. Well, they're empty, but you know what I mean. So yeah. So then we can take these wheels off. I think I might single it out too, because then when I put the wheels back on, if I single it out, because that's what I'm going to do when I go get it painted, because if I just put one wheel on, then you can get in here to paint her up and stuff. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's a crazy one today, but what do? COVID, snow, I had to plow the driveway. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Catch you in the next one. Peace out. Later, baiter. What the heck is a baiter? I don't know. Maybe COVID has really affected my brain more than I thought.